What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and I want to give you all an update on what took place this morning. I had uploaded a video yesterday, and YouTube deleted it this morning at 8:16 a.m. So I'm going to read it to you. Your video has been removed from YouTube. I uploaded a video entitled Black People Are the Masters of the Universe. So it says, as you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow. Okay? Now, they deleted this morning. Okay? The video hasn't been up no less than 24 hours. Okay? Now, what I'm doing is, I'm re-uploading this video on my backup channel. Okay? My backup channel is entitled Niggas Forever. Okay? Let me show you. So here it is right here. Right here, I put the video up yesterday. Right? At 9:39. Alright? And it says video removed and inappropriate content. Alright? Okay? So this is what they see. I can click on it, but for you all can't do it. We removed this video because it violates our community guidelines. You will be able to view this video for 7 days from when it was removed. Okay, so I have to do an appeal. Alright? So you can see they removed the comment section and everything, right? So I'm not making this stuff up. There was too much information in here and they got pissed off. So like I said, now I am re-uploading the video right now on this is my backup channel right here, Niggas Forever. And they might try to delete it off that channel, right? So right here, as you can see, the video is uploaded. It's uploaded now. It's on 83%, right? And back in the past, on my backup channel, they were removing videos as well. Okay, back in May. Okay, so this is my backup channel right here, so you can see this. For my subscribers, it's on my Black Folks of God's channel. This is my backup channel right here, Niggas Forever. Niggas, all caps, number 4, ever, EVER. Okay, so as you can see, the video is re-uploading on my backup channel. It's at 87%. Okay, all right. So you can check that out on your own if you want. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, on my other channel, Black Folks Are God's channel, they flagged this video. Who was the mother and father of civilization? They did this video right here. Like right here, they flagged it. You know what I'm saying? So like if somebody was to click on it and try to watch it, the content will come up and say, you have to confirm your age and all that type of stuff, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like to show you. Let me go back here. Okay, so let's go here to my video manager, right? And we're going down to the Black Folks of who's the mother father of civilization, right here. They have age restricted, right? So they flagged this video, okay? So I have to submit an appeal there, okay? So they know the information I'm putting out is true. And like I said, I had my first UFO sighting. And have you ever seen this movie called Interstellar? Have you ever seen the movie called Interstellar? This film right here. You need to check this out because this is talking about black people. Negroes, time travel, multi-dimensional beings, but they gotta put this in movie skit format. You know what I'm saying? And if you see it for yourself, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, let's go back into this right here. So, I came from this book right here, UFOs in the Nation of Islam. So you know that YouTube had the Jews, these Jews have something against the Nation of Islam, right? Every time I use the information, they delete my stuff. So yesterday we covered the topic of these grays, right? We covered the topic of these grays. Okay? So let's do this. Let me type in here to show you these grays. To show you the origin of this stuff, where this stuff comes from. Right? So you see stuff like this, gray aliens, right? You see stuff like this, right? So ask yourself the question, where was these gray aliens at when our ancestors been hung on trees? Being burned by the droves. Where was they at? Okay, this is all Hollywood make-believe bullshit. This is trash. Okay, so let's go to where these so-called grays supposed to come from. Or some people call them demons or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So let's go. It's on page 51, right? And it says, no grays, maybe gray suits. Since the UFO phenomenon became more popularized, the media portrayals of the beings associated with UFOs have often been portrayed as little greenish gray men with small slender frames, large heads, and huge dark eyes that would reflect something other than human. These features have become heavily ingrained in the minds of the American public as it relates to UFO occupants. These inhuman portrayals are frequently conveyed by the mainstream media for numerous reasons. Since UFO-related information is considered a, quote, above top secret by the United States intelligence agencies, it behooves them to deter the public from information that proves there is a power much greater than all their military forces combined. Okay, now, it says, therefore the media, acting as a arm of an U.S. intelligence, frequently spans and twists information about UFO, its pilots, and its reality in order to sway the public. This is one of the primary reasons for the frequent portrayals of little greenish gray aliens that have now been dubbed the grays among ufologists. Okay? It says in the footnote down, it says here that the term grays refers to the portrayed extraterrestrial beings that have become associated with UFOs in popular culture. Now, let me check my time here and see how much time we got left on my video. Let's go back here on my backup channel, Niggas Forever, to see if this video is uploaded so y'all can watch it. Okay, so it's 61% process for the video I uploaded yesterday, but they deleted it. So now I'm re-uploading it now on my backup channel. There's tons of information on that channel, on that video. Okay, all this stuff is correlating back to black people, Negroes. Now, let's go back here. Let's go back to the information. Okay, so now we're gonna go here to it says here that let's see. If there is credibility to what appears to be alien features of UFO pilots, there is a possibility that those features are actually the results of certain outfits or uniforms. So now I'm getting into these what these grays really supposed to be. These gray aliens. Alright? So we gotta go to one so-called alien abduction contactee, right? So it says that among few credible close encounter cases, some of them have described the inhabitants of UFOs as wearing form-fitted outfits. Take, for example, the abduction case of Antonio Vilas Boas. This case is considered one of the first credible UFO abduction case to reach widespread attention. During his alleged October 17, 1957 encounter, Boaz recalled, quote, all of them wore a very tight-fitted serene suit made of soft, thick, unevenly stripped gray material. This garment reached right up to their necks, where it was joined to a kind of helmet made of a gray material that looked stiffer and was strengthening back at the nose level. There was no visible hem between the trousers and shoes, which were actually a continuation of the former, being part of the same garment. It says here that the tight-fitted grayish outfits that cover their entire body have an uncanny resemblance to the extraterrestrial imagery that has permeated the media. Okay, so now we're going to keep on going. We're going to drop down here. Let's see what Boaz says. Okay, now look what they just did. Now, I just re-uploaded that video on my backup channel, and look what they did. They took it down. Video removed. Look at this. They deleted it. I'm not making this up. You see what they're doing? Let's go back. Now, you just seen it for yourself. I just re-uploaded that video on my channel, on my backup channel, and they removed it. They deleted it. You see that? So, as you can see for yourself, they are attacking my channel. Right? You can see for yourself, the time limit on that video was 59 minutes, almost an hour, 59 minutes, 54 seconds. And when you go back here to my channel, you can see this for yourself. And you can see it for yourself. See, black people are the massive universe, same time limit, 59 minutes, 54 seconds. So they deleted it on my backup channel. I'm not making this up. Okay? Now, let's keep on going. Let's see if they're going to delete this video. Okay, so Boaz is explaining his case, his scenario, right? And he says, talking about their lenses, right? So he's talking about this, right? This is Hollywood makeup. This is garbage. So he says, above their eyes, those helmets look so tall, they don't even got on helmets. Where the helmets at? This is not what Boaz is explaining. They don't have on helmets. He said above their eyes, those helmets looked so tall that they corresponded to what the double of the size of a normal head should be. Probably there was something else hidden under those helmets, placed on top of their heads, but nothing could be seen from the outside. Okay? Now, let's keep on going. We're going to go to another case, right? So it says here that you got, so on page 53, it says several other cases of UFO encounters follow similar descriptions. Consider the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case from September of 1961. Right? Like Boaz's case, the Hills were subjects of unusual bodily examinations, including reproductive organs, lapses in time, round crabs, and of course, human occupants who were relatively short. After their abduction, the Hills drew sketches of the round UFO and their abductors. Their sketch of the people resembled the description of Boaz and others. Other notable abductees such as Sid Packard, Travis Walton, and President Kirsan Umanov clearly describe people, not extraterrestrial aliens. The famous Travis Walton abduction case of 1975 illustrated that human beings were in control of these planes. Walton writes, quote, "I whirled around and looked at the door. There, standing in the open doorway, was a human being." So, when you go here to Travis Walton, this is Travis Walton, right? This is Travis Walton. He said he was taken on board a spaceship. This is Travis Walton, right? And on his, you can click on his book he wrote about this incident, right? And they put this type of stuff up, right? Let's see, abduction, and they put stuff up like this. They draw stuff. Let's see. They draw stuff like this, right? Stuff like this. This is not what he did. This is not. He said he saw human beings. Okay. Let's go back. Let me see. I'm on his site now. And let's see here. Alright, so I'm on his site now. I'm looking at this garbage. Right, it's just trash. Okay, so it's a movie. Not animation. A movie that they put out based upon what happened to him. A movie called Fire in the Sky. You know what I'm saying? You can check it out on YouTube for free. Fire in the Sky. Yes. And when you click on the images, right? This is right? Hollywood got a doctrine. They got a doctrine up. You know what I'm saying? To make it scary and spooky. And you get stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this. You know. But no, he said he saw human beings. Right? Now, let's go to another case. So as you can clearly see, that I just re-uploaded that same video on my backup channel and they deleted it. They removed it. They didn't even give it time for people to watch the damn video. To show you. I'm going back to it again to show you. Video removed. Terms of violation. Okay? This is ridiculous. Okay? So that's on my backup channel. You can't even watch the video. I'm not speaking hate speech and none of that stuff. They just know what I'm saying is true. But let's keep on going. Let's go to another case. So it says here that the case of Sidney Packard, a 45-year-old private pilot who once served in the U.S. Air Force, was taken aboard one of the wheels on January 30th, 1965. During this encounter, Packard reportedly approached the ship where he was met by human beings. Timothy Good, in his book, Need to Know UFOs, the Military and Intelligence, provides an excerpt of Packard's encounter, reported to the United States Air Force personnel. He says here, by our own standards, I would say they all look between 20 and 25 years of age. 25 years old, very young, energetic, and intelligent looking. Their features were similar to ours. There was only one feature I noticed that would differ from us greatly, and that was that their faces came to a point, much more than ours. They had sharp chins and noses. Their skin was somewhat of an Armenian color. Their eyes were all very dark. There was nothing unusual about them. Their brightness, depth, or luminous. All of them wearing two-piece suits, slip-on type, light bluish white in color, and no buttons or zippers that I can see. You see that? Now, let's keep on going. And we're gonna go here to let's get down to where these grays come from, right? So we need to know the origin of these gray aliens. Who came up with this stuff? These grays, right? Who came up with this junk? So we're gonna go to the source. So this man right here, H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells, right? This man right here, H.G. Wells. I'm giving you straight sources, right? He was a science fiction writer, right? And he wrote books. He wrote books called The Time Machine, The Island of Dr. Moreau, The Invisible Man, War of the Worlds, things like that. Okay. So let's go here to let's see where these so-called gray aliens come from. So it says that different from the first-hand reports given to those who experienced UFO encounters, Hollywood and the media have done their part to sensationalize UFOs and the people who pilot them. Many of the characteristics attributed to aliens and UFOs seen in the movies can be traced back to fictional characters described in earlier literature. In 1893, the fiction writer H.G. Wells, this man right here we just looked at, H.G. Wells wrote an article entitled Man of the Year Million, where he describes humanity being transformed into a race of gray-skinned beings who became stunted with big heads. He writes the following. So as I read this, you observe what I'm looking at. What I'm reading, you observe what I'm describing, right? Let's click on this. And you got stuff like this. Right? Stuff like this. So, let me read it. Great hands they have. Enormous brains. Soft liquid soulful eyes. Their whole muscular system, their legs, their abdomens are shriveled to nothing. A dangling degraded pendant in their minds. It says, sounds familiar? Nearly 8 years later, in his 1901 book, The First Man in the Moon, Wells describes people from the moon as having gray skin, big heads, and large black eyes. These fictitious characteristics have an uncanny resemblance to what Hollywood and the media have continuously promoted as gray aliens from UFOs. You see that? So your gray alien was thought up by a man named H.G. Wells. Now, let's go here to the section under Brothers from Another, right? And we're going to read some of this stuff. So it says here that on page 188, okay, and it says here that unbeknownst to most, many reported UFO encounters have confirmed this connection to black people. One of the earlier yet less known encounters involved two Caucasian sisters, Betty and Helen Mitchell, who claimed to have numerous encounters with the occupants of the wheel-shaped UFOs in the late 1950s. So they say, quote, while in the coffee shop, we were approached in a very mannerly way by two gentlemen dressed in gray suits, who managed to interrupt our private conversation. As they spoke to us, we found that they were from a huge mother crab orbiting the planet Earth, and their names were Ellen and Zealous. They told us the reason why the space people were coming to Earth, and that they were here to guide Earth along the lines of brotherhood and science. Right? This account is no different from what the messenger Elijah Muhammad reveals a decade earlier. These dark-skinned men that Betty and Helen encountered were frequently described as, quote, the brothers. The same terminology that Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam have used to describe the occupants on the wheels. And there was another case back in 19 1994, where there was some children playing outside, having recess, and it says here that there was a UFO sighting near Ariel School on September 16, 1994. Here, dozens of school children, ages 5 to 12, of the various ethnicities, witnessed one of the most yet evident, yet seldom talked about UFO encounters. This event occurred in Zimbabwe during recess when 62 children witnessed a circular craft UFO land behind trees near their playground. From this craft, short black men were seen with straight black hair. One of them came out relatively close to the playground before going back to the circular silvery craft. These children described these people as wearing fitted outfits, which is commonplace among credible UFO encounters, with very dark skin. One of the schoolgirls who witnessed the encounter said that she felt that God was coming, right? Another case. With all the red tape associated with disclosing information about UFO sightings, some former military and government workers have used radio broadcasts to anonymously share information that would otherwise bring trouble to them. Since nationally syndicated radio programs have become a hotbed for UFO reports, while some calls and reports are clearly outlandish, there tend to be some accounts that convey a sense of credibility. One caller, who was simply identified as Charles from Echo Park, California, described himself as a 67-year-old Vietnam aerial vet who now has a, quote, red file. He narrated what he believed is the reason behind the U.S. government UFO investigation cover-ups. Charles, whose voice connotated that of a Caucasian male, disclosed what he claimed to have witnessed during the 1980s. Right? While on the U.S. Air Force Base, 3 cigar-shaped spaceships were sighted. One of the ships, which he described was over a mile long, landed on this base. He says several hundred young black men came out of the back of the craft, standing in military-style ranks. When describing what he saw, Charles exclaimed, quote, "This particular race that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge cigar-shaped ships, they are a black race. They look like African Americans." He continued that they had a look about them, though, quote, "they had never been conquered." Much to the surprise of George Knapp, the radio announcer, Charles continued that while on America's military base, these impugned black men were said to have met with unnamed U.S. commanders. Charles even suggested that Ronald Reagan's UN address, where he encouraged humanity to band together against a common alien enemy, was in reaction to this encounter at the U.S. Air Force Base. You see that? So when Ronald Reagan made that statement, this is what he was talking about. Okay? That's what Ronald Reagan was talking about when he said that we need to come together and fight an alien threat. This is what he's talking about. Fighting against black people. And I have not said anything racist. So you just seen for yourself what they just did. They just deleted that. They just removed that video. So you got the Ronald Reagan speech. You can look it up for yourself. Strategic Defense Initiative Star Wars, Ronald Reagan, right? It's what he's talking about.
Of the missiles.
So I can
This
find it.
simulation reveals a fatal flaw in America's strategic policy.
This is what this is talking about.
I've been collecting stories that are told in the Soviet Union. There's a 10-year wait after him. And pretty soon he's back with his buddy, and his buddy says, well, did you give him a ticket? And he said, no. Well, he said,
Yeah,
why
but
not?
you can check this on your own. I'm quite sure a lot of you all have heard about this, right? So this book is entitled UFOs and Ancient Islam: The Source, Proof, and Reality of the Wheels. And like I said, just 2 days ago, I had my own sighting. I know who that was. So this stuff is about to come to a close. It's about to come to an end. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and upload this video, and hopefully they don't take this down, right? Cause I'm coming with straight facts. Okay? Like here. Betty and Barney Hill abduction case, which began on September 19, 1961, involved controlled extraction from the reproductive areas of both Betty and Barney, right? And they say that they reported that that little men summoned them aboard a circular crab, men, and telepathically communicated to them before performing scientific procedures upon them both. The Hills described the men as being human with matching uniforms. They stood from about 5 feet to 5.5 feet tall with military-style headgear. The men separated Betty and Barney to separate operating rooms before running serious tests on them. They took samples of skin, hair, and other internal specimens during highly advanced examinations. Okay? These are black people doing this stuff. What would a gray alien need with human body parts? Okay, just think about that. What would these gray aliens are supposed to be from supposed to be non-human? Well, wouldn't it make sense that their anatomy does not match up with the so-called human race anatomy? The body parts they gonna match? Think. Use your damn brains. So we just showed you where this trash comes from. This gray alien stuff comes from H.G. Wells. He wrote this shit back in 1861. Stop being tricked. Think. So, with that being said, let me go and upload this video. Alright? And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.